name is Steel Beck and the Rabbi from Another Planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And I've been listening to the new Big Finish release, the one in the missing stories range, The Ultimate Evil by Wally K. Daly. Is what it's called? Is his name? I'm just going through my list of them right now. The Ultimate Evil by Wally K. Daly. Now, this was part of the abandoned season 23, which is getting quite a lot of attention right now. Because attention by me, because I just got my Trial of the Time Lord Blu-ray discs, and that was a season that was used to replace this one. So basically, what happened was Doctor Who was not doing very well, and they cancelled it. They cancelled it, and then producer John Nathan Turner put out a completely unauthorized press release saying that they're resting Doctor Who for 18 months. They're not cancelling it. Essentially forcing the BBC to bring it back. The BBC were not happy. They cut the season length pretty much in half, from 26 episodes to 14. And they produced Trial of the Time Lord, which is... I started watching Mind Warp last night, which my memories was it was the best of the stories in that season. I had watched Terror of the Vervoids, the new special edition of Terror of the Vervoids. Go check out my my review of it, and it wasn't very good. It really wasn't very good. But I watched Mind Warp last night, which I remember being the best of the stories. And while it probably is, it almost certainly is, Doctor Who itself at this era was showing just extreme exhaustion. The title sequence is so cheap and bad and tacky. It's like the cheapest 80s use of a rainbow filter on the Peter Davison effect. It was everything about it was just tired, exhausted, and just ready to give up on life. Yeah, I could totally see why it got cancelled. So anyway, so they had this season, which was planned. First story was going to be called The Nightmare Fair, which is actually one of the few Target novelizations that I read. Which was the return of the not the meddling monk, of the well, they called him the Mandarin in that. What they called it again? The Celestial Toymaker. That was actually a pretty good story. That was above average for that season. Next one was Mission to Magnus, which was going to be by Philip Martin, was going to be the return of Syl. And again, Big Finish did a version of that. And it's awful. It's just an awful script. It's so horribly dated with this weird battle of the sexes. It's what I have to say I would avoid. And then there's other one, The Ultimate Evil by Wally K. Daly, which is the one they just pulled out. For some reason, when they did their initial round of missing stories, they couldn't make a deal with Wally K. Daly to make a version of it. I'm thinking, why on earth not? 30 years later, you think you're going to use that script for something? Now, this one was actually a pretty darn good script. This would have been an above average story. I'm trying to think how they would realize it on TV. Probably not very well. Again, you got to factor everything through this really tired, ropey filter that season 23 was. Season 23, things were just falling apart. So so in that context, it's still a now it's got a new lease of life. It's an inventive, interesting story. Again, I think much like the Nightmare Fair, it's an inventive, interesting story. It concerns a planet where everybody is very nice to each other. I guess another Traken-esque place. So people dealt with any tribalism and by how they had two power blocks, two species or peoples that live on the world, and they just opted not to talk to each other at all, and they were living in peace and harmony. So this bad guy turns up, who's this who it would have been weird to put this next to Mission to Magnus, the Syl story, because this also features another diminutive evil businessman. I guess that's kind of like the theme of the 80s that they were going after, who was scrupulously using a hate a hate weapon to make people go crazy and want to try and kill each other. Which, funny enough, was the plot of the latest episode of the HBO Watchmen series. Anyway, so um, generally speaking, this is I would say a decent audio. If look me, I buy all of them. I'm like I am very much into. I can't. It's got to be like a pretty bad range for me not to buy Big Finish audio because I think they're all fantastic. But the cast is fantastic. You know, if you saw my review of Terror of the Vervoids, that's a truly awful story. It's just truly awful. But it lights up whenever Colin Baker comes in the room. Colin Baker, it just outacts everybody in that in that terrible story. And yeah, so now like you have him as the star of this one, and he lifts it. He lifts the whole thing up. I'm trying to remember the name of the was it the evil? It was Mondud, I think. Mordun. That's played by Robin Sebastian. I have no idea who he is. He was fantastic in this. He was a fantastic villain. It was very Sixth Doctor-y in that he, you know, this is somebody that he knew before he knew of old, which was kind of like this ongoing thing with the Sixth Doctor. What else I have to say about it? You know, it was honestly, I just found it kind of a solid story, and it's. Is anything in it that really annoyed me? There's a little bit of flat acting in it by a couple of the younger members of God. Which, by the way, that's the other. I'm more focusing on Mission to Magnus, which they did years ago, which was the Syl story. There was Syl and the Cybermen story, and also the worst child actors in the history of humanity. It's so unlistenable. But again, I couldn't not listen. So yeah, what would I give this a rating? This is a solid 6.5 to 7 out of 10. That's where, if you're a completist, no question, you've got to hear it. If you're somebody who has a vague interest, this is non-essential. This is totally non-essential unless you happen to be in a particularly Colin Bakery mood. And this would have been one of his better stories. I think if this was a televised story, it probably would have been more on the level of Vengeance of Varos or. I think it would have been on Vengeance of Varos level, which I think is the lower level of the upper tiers to his stories. Yes, okay, fine. So the next bit of channel news, I'm giving away Doctor Who Blu-ray DVDs. I got Blu-rays, so I just there was a lucky winner, Terry. I don't know what your last name is, Terry. Terry won this. I just contacted him on Twitter. I'll be sending this to him soon. I got a whole bunch of other box sets. I got the E-Space trilogy. I got Dalek War, which is 2 poetry stories. Just a bunch of them, which I'm going to be giving away. But I'm going to hold off for another 4 weeks, and I'm going to wait till Doctor Who comes back because I'm going to be doing lots and lots of reviews on the new season of Doctor Who. I'm really hoping it's going to be good. I fear it's going to be much of the same. Although it does look like they got lots and lots of monsters in it, which Resolution got like the worst panning last year because I think we were just pissed off with the whole season by the time it came round. But for me, I found having a Dalek in it just made it, even made like the preaching much more bearable. So like there's lots and lots and lots of monsters. There's Cybermen. Look like there's Arachnos. There's Daleks. Room over the Master. The Judoon. Who cares the Judoon? But really, who cares? Who cares the Judoon about? And that's 5 episodes right there. And there's some other monsters we saw. There's Lenny Henry. So yeah. By the way, was that really? I felt the moment I thought, well, this means we could be in trouble, was at the end of the first episode of season 11, Woman Who Fell to Earth, when they have a trailer of what's coming up, and instead of showing cool, exciting thing, they just showed us guest star after guest star after guest star after guest star after guest star. Is that? And they seem to be doing the same thing again. it doesn't really do much to say, oh, look at these fantastic actors. If you have fantastic actors that are in garbage, they're fantastic actors that are in garbage. But that's just my my advice to the marketing team for the current Doctor Who production team. My name is Phelan Becken, the Rabbi from Another Planet. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think. If you violently disagree with me, let me know. But again, yeah. So this is a bit hard. This is not a great review to give because it's a bit. It's not bad. It's not good. It's a bit meh. It's a bit eh. And I think, and the only reason I bought it is because I'm a Doctor Who completist. Yeah, I guess so. That really is it. Wow, I didn't even realize that's why I bought it, but that's why I bought it. It's again 6.5 to 7 out of 10. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.